afternoon, everybody. We've got a great guest today from the Little Mushroom Catering Company. Her name is Stephanie Soulis. Did I pronounce it correctly?
That's correct, yeah.
Perfect, okay. So I had actually just went to a wedding a couple of weeks ago that you guys catered at the Steckel family farm.
Yeah, Steckley Farm, yeah, in Kitchener.
Yes, and it was terrific. I was raving about your beef tenderloin for weeks afterwards.
Oh yeah.
It was absolutely delicious. So tell us a little bit about the Little Mushroom Catering Company. What makes it so special? Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. We've been in business since 2010. I started out just myself,
Okay.
but quickly brought on employees, and now we've got about 45 employees. We are the largest catering company now in the region that just does strictly catering as opposed to having a venue or like our own hall or a restaurant.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were actually just given the award of being the #1 caterer in Ontario through the Food Awards.
Yes, I was looking through your awards and accolades on your site, and they are very impressive.
Well, and I don't even have our newest one on there yet.
Oh, terrific. Well, you're going to need a couple of pages for that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, one big thing that makes us different is that we strive to be innovative and as sustainable as possible. So in regards to social responsibility and environmental responsibility, and that's a key thing, that triple bottom line, trying to balance planet, people, and profits.
Okay.
That's what we're all about.
Okay, very good. So sort of running on that, do you use local suppliers? Is that what
Absolutely. That's a huge part of what we do. So we're one of, I think, 6 places in Waterloo region.
Mm-hmm.
One of 3 in Cambridge, sorry. So Langdon Hall, Cambridge Mill, and ourselves are all Feast On certified. So what that means is we submit our receipts to a third party to show that we are using a certain percentage of locally farmed ingredients.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah.
So is that sort of that whole farm to table type of?
Absolutely.
I see. Well, that's awesome. Very good. My wife and I just spent some time in Prince Edward County over the weekend, and that seemed to be a big thing up there. So, and yeah, that's awesome. So tell me something. One of the things that I noticed on your website, because one of the things that you'll know about my wife and I is we love good food.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that we saw here was that you do tastings. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have a lot of wedding clients, and that's where that usually comes into play. We cater over 80 weddings a year.
Okay.
So think about how many weekends are in a year. There's only 52 weekends. So we're doing 3 or 4 weddings every weekend during wedding season.
Okay.
And with that, the bridal couples for sure really want to try their food before their wedding, because this is usually a one-time event.
Of
usually.
Course. Yes. Okay.
And so they want to make sure that it's exactly what they're looking for. We also do tastings for corporate clients as well. So if someone's having a big Christmas party, or they're celebrating 50 years of being in business kind of dinner or gala or something, we will do corporate tastings as well. So you can come in over your lunch hour, and it's $25 a person, and that includes non-alcoholic drinks, and we allow you to bring your own alcohol if you want. And then we feed you.
Perfect. Okay, so is that something that runs 5 days a week, or do you have to actually arrange to?
You have to arrange ahead of time.
You have to. Okay. Now, is there a minimum number of people that have to come?
2.
2. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do from 2 to 8.
Okay.
We'll soon, actually, a little news for you, is in the new year, we're going to be opening in a new location. And with that location, we're going to have a small restaurant attached, which we'll be able to do tastings 5 days a week.
Oh, terrific. Okay, so your tastings, you're located now on Thompson Drive.
Yep, and we're just moving around the corner about 3 blocks onto Sheldon.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so not too far away. Excellent. Okay, now when you do an event, do you supply the servers and the bartenders and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we have all of our own staff. So there's
Okay.
some great staffing companies in town like Black Tie Affair
Yes.
and At Your Service. They're fantastic. And when we're really in a pinch, we'll call them. But unlike most catering companies or private chefs in the region, we hire all of our own servers and bartenders and train them in-house. And that way they know, where the food is coming from. They know that what our company values are. They're able to describe the food a little bit better than someone who's just coming in on the fly.
I see. I see. Okay, perfect. Now, the one thing that kind of stood out to me here on your site was uh, that why is there no gratuity paid? Uh,
Ah,
Tell me a little bit about that. That's kind of interesting.
well, we're trying to disrupt the industry a little bit. So the food service industry is kind of notorious for a lot of bad behaviors. So including not paying your staff well,
Okay,
and servers and all staff sort of relying on tips, which are never guaranteed.
of course.
So what we've done is we have pledged to be a living wage employer.
Okay,
Uh, so all of our staff, the minimum, even our brand new dishwashers, the minimum that they would make is $16.15 an hour,
okay,
which is the living wage for this region. So that's
perfect.
been figured out by Living Wage Ontario, and yeah, we're one of their champions. So our servers and bartenders, the minimum there that they make is $18 an hour, and then that's guaranteed. So we're not relying on tips.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, very good. Okay, now what about distance? How far will you go in terms of your services?
Yeah, like I mentioned, we were just named the #1 caterer in Ontario. We do go outside of Cambridge quite a bit.
Okay.
This is our home, but we'll go up to 2 hours away.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we've catered in Collingwood, we've catered down in Niagara on the Lake, we cater down in like a lot in south, like Brantford and south of Brantford area, and all the
Hmm.
way to London, down the 401 the other way.
Okay.
Hamilton, Burlington are big for us too.
Good, excellent. Now, in terms of what you supply, do you supply all the dishes, all of the flatware, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we own quite a bit of our own, but we work very closely with Awe Linens, like Awe Events, and they're
Okay.
located actually on Thompson Drive as well. They moved in down the street from us because we were their best client. Um, so we get all of our linens through them, and then things like tables and chairs and that kind of thing. We work with ABC in Cambridge and ABC Party Time Rentals, which used to be located in Kitchener, but is now over on Saltzman Drive.
Okay, perfect. So basically, you can virtually be a one-stop shop. You set up everything for somebody, and they
Yeah.
can just get on with the festivities and enjoy the good food.
Yeah, and another thing that we offer too is we help with event planning. So we have certified WPIC wedding coordinators on
Oh,
staff,
great.
so that we can do that for weddings, but also our staff know, who the reputable vendors are in town, who to use for your DJ, or if you want an event photographer. So we pass a lot of business around that way and help people even find their venues. We have some companies who will come to us and say, we want to do this event, this party. We've got 100 people. Where do we go?
Okay, great. Okay, and in terms of the different types of events, it pretty much kind of spells out on your website here. You have corporate catering and the weddings and milestones. Any particular event that kind of sticks out in your mind that you found was kind of unusual or just kind of fun?
I actually just last week we did a Christmas in July party.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
that was, yeah, it was a backyard party up in just north of Waterloo, and they had the Christmas carols playing, and I plated our desserts out on their Christmas tree and snowman platters, and yeah, it was fun. It was a
Oh,
little,
very good.
yeah, made me feel a little less hot.
Very good, very good. So now let me ask you. Obviously the theme of the show is "I love Cambridge." What do you love about Cambridge?
I really appreciate the beauty of having the river run through the city.
Yes.
I love walking, like well, first of all, I love eating at Cambridge Mill.
Oh
Um,
yes. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I also just love walking by the river, and even Riverside Park up in Preston. I've got fond memories of being a kid and going to Canada Day festivities there. And yeah, it's in, I find like in Kitchener and Waterloo, you lose the river.
Yes,
There's some
for sure.
houses along it, but it's not, the city isn't really built around it.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so
No, that's for sure.
yeah, the natural beauty, and even things like Shade Mills and or Victoria Park here in Cambridge, they're gorgeous
Yes.
little spots of nature. So
Yeah, absolutely. So are you a local Cambridge gal?
I live in Kitchener. I
Okay.
was yeah, I'm born and raised in the region,
Okay.
and have lived all over the region.
Okay.
Um, Went away for about 5 years up to Ottawa and lived there for a bit while I was doing some schooling, and then came back because I missed it so much.
Yes. No, it's a beautiful area for sure. I've been in Cambridge all my life. My family immigrated here in the '60s, and we've been here ever since. All my brothers and sisters are in town here as well. So tell me, if you had a magic wand and you could change anything about Cambridge, what would it be?
Um, well, I've been having some struggles right now with the local government.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just not, not with Catherine. She's lovely.
Okay.
But with the red tape around zoning and building permits and that kind of thing. It's just uh, there's, I think, some knowledge missing at City Hall that
It's a little clunky, is it?
it's a little clunky. Yep.
Yep.
So that would be the one thing. I started When I started my business. We started in Kitchener, in downtown Kitchener,
Yep.
and we were there for the first 4 years that we were in business, and then we moved out here 5 years ago. Since we've been here, it's been very, very welcoming for us to be here. The Cambridge Chamber of Commerce has been fantastic. I've actually, over the years, we won the Small Business of the Year award. I was the Young Entrepreneur of the Year 4 years ago. And we've won sustainability awards through Energy Plus and everything too. Like, the Cambridge has been fantastic for us, except around getting permits and zoning figured out for our spaces.
Well, we'll see what we can do for you there. There's somebody in the city with my same last name. Maybe I'll give.
Yeah, I think you know someone.
Well, I'll try. I can't make any promises. That's great. So let me ask you: Is there any question that I didn't ask you that you think I should have?
Well, I'll make another comment about Cambridge that's both a plus and a minus.
Okay.
Venues in Cambridge. There are not a lot of venues in Cambridge that we are actually able to cater at. So
Yes.
we have some beautiful spaces here.
Yep.
There's a brand new one that just opened up in the old beer store in Hespeler called Storehouse 408.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We would love to get on that list.
Okay.
They've done some awesome renovations there. But really, as far as where we can cater in Cambridge, we do a lot of stuff at City Hall and
Yep.
at the Arts Center beside City Hall.
Yep.
And we can cater at some of the other, like any business, any community center, absolutely. But we're really stuck with finding good halls to cater at. So the curling club has been a good one for us, and every once in a while we'll end up at the Newfie Club. But yeah, it would be nice, if we had a conference center.
Yes.
I know that's been brought up before.
Yes,
lots of times.
It's a challenge for sure. I know whenever, being in the real estate and mortgage business, a lot of times we go into Mississauga or Toronto for a lot of these bigger events, and you take a look at some of the facilities that they have down there, and you think, geez, it would be great to have something of this magnitude in our region. I mean, the population certainly supports it. Yeah. So, it is kind of puzzling to think that, nobody has filled that niche. Maybe with your message going out now, maybe it'll fall on the right ears.
Yeah, well, infrastructure wise, we've got hotels and we've got the cultural halls, and that's really all we've got. So we got to come up with some more interesting spaces.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Hopefully that gaslight program,
Yeah.
project that's going on could fill some of that too.
Well, and we love it when people use the Hamilton Family Theater too for catering because that's a fun
Beautiful.
one for us.
Yeah, yeah, that is a great spot for sure. All right, and your website, you can be found online, obviously,
Hmm.
and it's littlemushroomcatering.ca is what I see here.
That's right. And we're
Okay.
also on Instagram.
Okay, great.
Um, so you can follow me on Instagram at Catering Fungi
Okay.
or Little Mushroom Catering on Instagram.
Okay.
We're also on Twitter at Catering
Okay.
Fungi,
Okay.
and then on Facebook, of course. So
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Well, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. And we'll get the message out to everybody. And hopefully you'll find some new people that didn't know about your company and will certainly experience the great food like my wife and I did.
wonderful. I'm glad
Awesome.
that you enjoyed that wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Who was it one of those really hot days though?
It was
Yeah.
piping hot. It was piping hot. Yeah. Actually, it was a real hot weekend, but it wasn't that really hot weekend that we had.
Okay, good. Yeah,
And I said to my wife a few times, I said, God, am I ever happy that that wedding wasn't today?
yeah. Well, we're at Steckley Farm almost every weekend because we're one of their two preferred caterers, and some of the weekends it's just it's a little too hot to handle. So
Yeah, it's a great facility, but yeah, I know my nephew was a photographer, and he spent some time out there, and he said that it can go either way. You can be melting, and he's also shot weddings out there where
where it's raining
everybody's in a
and
toque.
yeah, raining and cold. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway,
Joys.
Stephanie,
It's the joys of catering.
exactly. Well, thank you so much for your time again, and I have a great August long weekend.
Thanks, Walter. You too.